So when you have an emergency, seconds count. You call 911, but what if your call doesn't go through? What would you have done?
It was a reality for thousands and thousands of Hoosiers in the areas affected last Friday when part of the 911 system failed.
And so for the past week, Call 6's own Paris Lubell has been working for you, digging through this issue that directly impacts your safety. And he joins us live this morning with more on this terrifying problem. Paris.
Lauren and Meredith, good morning. If you called 911 from a landline like this, you would have been able to get through on Friday, but instead on your cell phone, you wouldn't have been able to get through. And for 200 or 300 different people across the state, their 911 calls never made it to dispatch. When you have an emergency, you call 911. But what if you only got this? What would you have done?
I think I probably would have freaked out just a little bit.
I don't know. I would have freaked out, especially if I was in like immediate danger.
I would have freaked out.
What else would I have done, you know?
It's a scary thought, but it was a reality for 911 callers across the state last Friday when part of the 911 system failed. It happened right around 7 o'clock on Friday. The state's service provider that handles 911 calls from cell phones across the state and routes them to the correct county just stopped working.
It's very concerning. It's putting people in a situation that they can't control, and there might be an emergency.
So what happened? We went to the state's 911 board looking for answers.
Any 911 call that is missed is one too many.
And the state says they tracked about 200 to 300 calls that never went through.
What their actual root cause at that time, what occurred at that time, we do not have that complete answer.
The system is supposed to have a full backup, but that didn't work correctly either.
We think that even though it didn't work 100%, we do feel that it did minimize the number of calls that were not delivered.
The state says an investigation is ongoing, but could this be a hack?
Did somebody maliciously get into the system and cause it to fail?
I think we're just going to have to let the investigation take its course for that to come up with an answer on that.
So what can you do to protect yourself if this was ever to happen again? Officials say the best way to do is make sure you also program the non-emergency number for your local county's dispatch center. Here in Marion County, that's 317-327-3811. Program that into your contacts on your phone or write it by your landline phone if you still have one. That way, if there is an emergency and the system does not work, you're able to also call non-emergency dispatch. Those will still get you to dispatchers in the event that you have an emergency. Reporting live this morning, Paris Lubell, RTV6.
Some great advice there, Paris. Thank you. A controversial